For this question, I don't really have a specific word that jumps out as being kind of like the definition of the blank, but the context still gets us to the same place. In the indigenous intercropping system known as the Three Sisters, maize, squash, and beans form a blank web of relations. Maize provides the structure in which the bean vine grows, the squash vines cover the soil, discouraging competition from weeds, and the beans aid their two sisters by enriching the soil with essential nitrogen. So aid is maybe the most clear word here, but I'm kind of just using a couple of ideas. I don't know what intercropping is. I've literally never heard that word before this question, but I do know the prefix like inter means kind of like together, like international means all the countries together. So it's kind of like, I don't know, the prefix here helps me. Plus this description here, even if no particular word or idea jumps out as being super important, altogether they're basically saying like these crops somehow work together. So what is the guess for my blank? The maize, squash, and beans form a, I don't know, interconnected, there's that prefix again, interconnected web of relations, or like, to steal the word aid, right, like aiding, right, an aiding web of relations, they're helping each other. So I don't know, something like that. And then there are some difficult words here. Hopefully you know what intricate means. It basically means complex. So in this case, yes, that fits, right? Interconnected, they're all helping each other. It's a complex system where they all work together. So this is a perfect fit. Now, if you have trouble with these vocab words, then yes, you do need to kind of study. These are all classic SAT words. Even the wrong answers here are important to know. So indecipherable, you might be able to pick that one apart by prefixes and stuff. To decipher is to kind of like understand, right? You decipher a code, or you decipher like hieroglyphics, a language, right? So you break the code. Now, if it's indecipherable, it's let's do this better. It is not understandable. Not understandable. So maybe we barely understand it, but I don't know. The last part of the sentence here suggests that we understand how these crops work together. It can be complex, but we can still understand it. It's not necessarily true that everything that's complex is indecipherable, not necessarily. Ornamental means decorative. You might think of the ornaments you put on a Christmas tree, right? Those little balls, they're just decorating the tree. So ornamental, decorative, we're not growing these crops just because they look pretty. We're eating them or whatever. So that doesn't make sense here. And obscure, it can mean something as like rare or uncommon, so something like an obscure fact that you bring up at a party to kind of sound interesting or whatever. Obscure can also mean, yeah, it can kind of mean something like indecipherable, something like hard to understand. So it doesn't, again, make sense with the description, which clearly shows that this author understands the relationship. It's complex, but we understand it. So don't worry if there isn't a particular word that jumps out from the passage that kind of gives you what you're looking for. Sometimes there's just like repetition of an overall idea, and you can use that to come up with your guess and find the right answer.